What's up, guys? It's your boys Awoki back at with a different type of Chris Watts video. Somebody sent this to me on Facebook and said you need to watch this. So of course I'm gonna watch it. But it's titled "Watts Family Murders Nichol Kessinger's First Interview Parody." I'm definitely intrigued, but we're gonna watch it together to see what we can experience. This is from the YouTube channel called Dangerous Minds. Never heard of them before, but I'm going to take a look at this video because you guys have been asking for it. But before we go any further, if you guys could do me a solid favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting that wiper icon down at the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it. So when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I've posted that video. And then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. You guys know the deal. And then make sure you guys do the same thing over at Dangerous Minds. Give them some love by doing the exact same thing. And with that being said, let's get into the video. I really don't know what to expect by this one. So, uncovering the affair in the company's files, informed police early that morning. So this is the CFE, not CEO. Interesting.
That was when I decided that it's probably a good idea to just come talk to you guys, each other. I feel guilty that I should have waited to, I guess, initiate anything until after his divorce was finalized. I saw him on Saturday.
I should have waited to initiate anything until the divorce was finalized.
We tried to go to a restaurant down the street from my house, but I didn't like the menu. So we left and then we went to another one. And that's one of the only times I've actually ever been out in public with him.
15 minutes. Your reverse estimate was 6:30 plus 1.5 hours equals 8 p.m. for eating. Home in 20 minutes. And that's at 10 o'clock at night. At 9:30, anticipation for evening with Watts. Oh, that's what they... Oh.
We had dinner, and then he came back to my house and hung out with me for probably 15 minutes, and then he left. I will give you a helping hand if you're trying to find a spot. I'll look at apartments for you guys. Once you and her are finalized with the divorce, and once you and your kids have your new location that you wanted to move to set up, once all of that is where it needs to be, then you and me can talk about dating seriously and building something with guys. And I would tell them, oh, I found an apartment that's got a pool for your kiddos, and it's got a park for your kiddos, and it's close to work and close to the gym, and trying to make sure that he got a place that was close to where his ex-wife would be staying, so that really trying to help him to get set up so that he could have a good working relationship with her.
Get your super mistress today.
With the kids, and then he could be in a location.
A good relationship or a good working relationship with the mom and be near the kids. Centrally located and safe.
That was safe and centrally located and good for the kids.
It's funny because this YouTube channel is making fun of her and how this sounds, but this is how she thinks.
When he had them, and so that, just trying to help him to transition and then be a good dad.
And then after Saturday, next time.
Just trying to help, yada yada, blah blah.
He hasn't texted me today because I asked him yesterday not to, but if I was to text him right now, I bet he'd respond in 5 minutes. He has no idea that I'm talking to you guys. Nobody does. My dad is the only person that's in on this.
Were you in love with him?
No, I think it could have gotten there had things played out
And so when he told you that he was in love with you, was that in July or?
It was probably a couple weeks ago. I respect monogamy. I'm not ready to meet your children. He didn't
I respect monogamy unless I'm the other woman.
even ask me to meet his children. Not yet, but I told him, I was in the future, eventually, if we get to that point where we think we're ready, yes, but I'm not ready to meet your kids. They're not ready to meet me. You're not ready to have me meet them.
She has his whole life planned.
And I was just telling him, like, I think we should take our time. Like, ideally, I would only like to hang out with you like 2 or 3 days a week, on the days that you don't have your kids. And I was like, in the rest of those days, I was like, spend time with yourself, man. I was like, you've been in a relationship for a really long time. Like, just spend time, like, doing whatever it is that you do that makes you happy, So he was, like, officially, completely, 100% on paper divorced and moved out of the house. Yes, I respect, like, monogamy.
Were you ever at his house?
Once. The second week in July.
Second week. So it was just that one time?
Just once. I had no desire to go over there. He didn't know where she was. He didn't say she left. He's just like, I don't know where she's at. And I started telling him, like, the time you spend with me, spend it in my house because this is our space. And that's not my space. And for me, I think it's really disrespectful.
And did he talk about anything on top of it saying, I'm in love with you now and that I want to have a life together?
It's disrespectful when WTF's like, of course it is because you're with a married man. No, not all couples talk about the future 6 weeks in their relationship. Where I come from, that make most people exactly. In 6 weeks, you're already planning everything? That's like high school crap.
I mean, we talk about the future. I think all couples do talk about the future, but it was never.
Yeah, I didn't talk about the future until almost a year with my fiance.
Like, hey, I'm like leaving her. We're gonna get a house together. You're moving in with me. It was never like this, like very forward thing. And I even told him, I was like, if we're gonna build a relationship, one thing is that if you're getting a divorce, you've been married for a long time. I think it would be wise for you to spend a lot of time on your own. I was like, and I recently got out of a relationship earlier this year, and I think it's also healthy for me to spend time on my own. And I told.
Is this what she is demanding? We are left wondering. Subtle manipulative interference is a form of perception control. On the 8th of August, Kessinger searched Google's on topics like marrying your mistress. Nikki on 12/2018 at 11:17 hours. Feel like every dude I meet has kids these days, and if they don't, they have commitment issues. Nikki, I just feel like I'm always been second place, like he's been there, done that. No. Well, at least the butt stuff and the three-way and the double P were something you could probably do first time.
All your paperwork's finalized and you guys have decided to separate and you're in your own spot with your kids. I was like, I think the days that you're with your kids, you need to be with them like full time.
Did he say why? Did he say what his reason was?
The reason was for separating. He just said that they like really didn't connect very well anymore. And
there was no evidence of them separating at all until the very end when Shanann found out that the meal was more than what a normal one person would have. And then she started saying stuff to like her friends, Nicole Atkinson, but nothing was in the direction of a separation, divorce. None of that was said or done. In his mind, that's where he was going. But not Shanann. Shanann was trying to save her marriage.
I don't know. I think financially they had like different ideas of how they wanted to live their lives. So, I mean, that he never, just wasn't like negative about her, and it was something that was pretty removed from all our what we had going on. So, and I know she's a good mom, but she's a good mom. I need to go over there. And so, we stopped by there once, like on the way to my house, and I was there for maybe like 15 minutes, and I saw a picture of her holding her kid, and I was like, oh, she's so beautiful. And I remember thinking like, God, your little girl is beautiful too. And we laughed, and I remember telling him after that, it was like, have you ever thought about like really trying to fix your marriage with her? And he's like, I don't really want to. And I was just like, man, like, you got a beautiful wife, like she's the mother of 2 of your kids, and I'm just like, you already have all of this stuff. Like, you already have the house and the car and the kids.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard from this woman. I didn't know that, but if she's pregnant, that's a beautiful thing. You have all this stuff. red flag, you already have like a house and the cars and the kids and the marriage and the wife, but yet you wanted or sat there and destroyed that life that he had.
Marriage and the wife, and I'm like,
She's partly to blame.
are you sure you don't want to fix that? I'm like, because what if you like try to start over with somebody else, and like, what if hypothetically like we didn't work out?
And that was in the middle of July.
Yeah, I think it was like the second. I think it was the second weekend of July. I'm almost positive.
Was the relationship intimate by that time?
Yes.
It was. Okay.
Because I really wanted him to try to fix stuff. I found out that she is 15 weeks pregnant. She kept telling me it wasn't his, and he's like, "You mad?" I was like, "No, I'm not mad at all." I did not know that. I was pretty taken back by that. I just felt kind of like disappointed with him, and not with the situation. I mean, if she's pregnant, that's a beautiful thing. Oh, I just am like really surprised, and I was just like, please tell me the truth. Like, don't lie to me.
Do you see how she said that's a beautiful thing? It doesn't even sound right.
Please don't lie to me. Like this whole relationship, in a sense, if you think about it, it's kind of like it needs to be as honest as possible.
Yeah, that one right there, I like at the bottom. You can lie to her. That's completely fine, but don't you dare lie to me. Or you don't sleep with her. You only sleep with me. Like, what are you on, woman?
And I knew. It's like, of course you knew. Like, you know, come on, how would you not know that your wife is like, what is it, 15 weeks, 4 months pregnant? I mean, seriously.
Gaslighting is a form of psychology or psychological manipulation to form doubt or to foment doubt. Yeah, she did a bunch of that.
So he told me, and I just, I don't know. I've never I have never felt like he's lied to me. Yeah. I asked him to tell me the truth, and he kept denying it a few times. And after that happened yesterday, between him lying to me, or coming clean about lying to me, and then his wife not coming home, I was like, you know what? I wonder if there's more to this story than I know, you know? And it's really hard for me to process this because I think he's a really good guy. And, you know, I'm worried about his wife and kids. Like, really worried.
She ain't worried about crap besides herself.
About his wife and kids. Like, oh, maybe this is like something really serious. I don't know where they are. You don't know where they are. Nobody knows where they're at. And it's just freaking me out because those little girls are like, they're so little. And she's pregnant, you know, and it's like, where's their mom?
Can you now looking back, you know, knowing that he lied to you about his wife being pregnant, is there anything else that you can think of?
No, and he seemed like he was pretty proactive about, you know, like trying to get a new spot and like trying to get everything
It's all about Nichol.
set up. And I mean, like he was all about that, you know. Like I remember we were talking about it. I was like, because I was like, are you gonna get a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom? And he's like, I want a 2. I'm like, why don't you get a 3? And then each one of your girls can have a room. And he's like, I can't afford that. And I was like, all right. And then he was like, I'm gonna do 2-bedroom. And then I remember telling him like, oh, me and my sister had bunk beds when we were little kids. It's kind of cool. They might like it. And he was just like, all right, you know.
I hate her laugh.
So I was like, kind of helping him with that. I was like, we'll go find something that'll be good and help you guys out. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I tried. I really tried to like handle that whole relationship in the most like decent manner that I could. I guess like I'm not gonna judge him or.
I tried. I really tried to like handle that whole relationship in the most like decent manner that I could. You shouldn't have had it at all. She managed both relationships.
It was like his little secret.
Right.
Felt like he could trust me with stuff, but I think he was like pretty open with me. And I was like, well, where's she gonna stay? And he's like, you know, because I wanted him to be in close proximity to her after they split, so that he was always like a quick drive to the kids. You know, I remember when I was young, my dad and my mom lived really far apart, and like. I still saw them both frequently, but it was just kind of like a long drive for everybody, and I think just being that close proximity is like, it's just good, it's healthy. And I'm like, is she gonna stay in this house? He's right, she can't afford this house by herself. I was like, alright. And in fact, we even, like, so we talk about, like, current events. Like, it's a big thing in my life, and I talk about current events with all of my friends. I asked him one day, like, if you want, I will send you articles.
So if she likes current events, I guarantee she's currently looking at all of our videos. All hundreds, if not thousands, of YouTubers, social media influencers. I guarantee she's looking at every single video.
Like, I'll read the news, and every, like, once a week or so I'll find an article that I think is interesting. It's about all sorts of different stuff.
Alright, so did you know who he went with?
He went by himself and met her out there. But it's like, I was a big part of his life recently, so I just figured that you guys should be aware of it.
Oh yeah, she knew way more than she was supposed to.
To kind of like give me some space, because I'm getting to the point with this situation where I am very concerned for his wife and children. After like finding out, like, oh yeah, and like I've also got this child on the way with her, and just wasn't very honest with me. I told him, please give me time to heal, and please give me time to process this. And he's like, are we done? Are we done? And I told him, I said, no, we're not. Yes, we are, but he doesn't need to know that. I just told him that because I was just like trying to find a way to like distance myself from him without alerting him that I'm really uncomfortable with everything that's going on right now. And then I told him, you know, the fact that you weren't honest with me, like, I don't feel like I know you as well as I did. And that, you know, that's uncomfortable for me. But I can tell you right now, if I were to text him and just...
I think he said the same thing about you and your little weird gathering you had down in the basement with your friends in robes. Yeah? You gonna tell the police about that one?
Say whatever I needed to say. She came home like really late, I think, that night.
Or in your...
She just said she asked him to wake her.
Your text messages and your messages and or emails and your photos and everything that you sent or that you sent him, told him to delete it, and then you deleted it, and then you even told your friend Charlotte to delete her stuff about Chris.
Up before she went to work. And I guess he went to wake her up, and she informed...
Shannon told him to wake her up, to say the child she was carrying did not belong to him. Chris suspected this to be a ruse. Mistress forgets earlier the narrative. Storyline indicates deception. FBI agent alerts to incongruity. Anything else?
Him that the child that she was carrying did not belong to him. And I asked him if he believed that, and he said, no, I think she's just saying that out of spite. So I don't know if he's telling me that because he's trying to, like, somehow make me feel better that maybe it's not his kid because he lied to me.
Did he say if that discussion they had in the morning, if that was contentious, if there was anything said, any threatening or anything that was, significant when that comes?
Not really, but I mean, I'm sure finding out that the child that your wife is carrying isn't yours is probably painful.
Do you think he had any reason to believe that the child wasn't his? I mean, is there a possibility that she was seeing somebody?
I mean, maybe she's at home all day, right? It would probably be pretty easy for her to have.
Just because you're home all day doesn't mean jack crap. Plus, they're not doing exactly, or they put the blame of the affair and the cheating on Shanann when she was home doing her job, Thrive, taking care of her kids. But yet you guys want to sit there and talk about her having an affair. Yet you guys hypocritically were doing the affair, or she wasn't doing the affair, but Chris was.
Have an affair. And she's home all day, so that frees up like that much more time. So
And then he did admit to you that it was his child. He believed it was his child.
later, because I kept asking him, I'm like, he's like, it's not mine. And I was like,
He wanted the baby. The information leads to an alternate narrative and should not be overlooked. Audio again continues to impede and be unclear. Think question was, so when did the signal going out to you that he thought it was his child? He believed it was his child,
how do you
right?
tell me that she just told you that she's having an affair, and you tell me you don't believe that she's really having an affair?
Chris and Nicole wanted the narrative to be explained to the police officers and the detectives that Shanann was possibly having an affair, that the kid was not hers, or his, which is exactly what they were doing besides the child. Later, how you going to tell me that she's told you that she's having an affair, who she was having an affair when she was having... That's how dumb that sounds. When did he tell you he believed it was his child?
But that the kid's not yours. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. What do I really think? I'm hoping that they have a lot more debt than he let on to, and I'm hoping she didn't want to deal with it, and she wanted to legitimately start a new life.
Appreciated the insight. We don't know what happened. We don't know. I mean, this could be a wide range of things at this point. Is there any particular places that you guys ever went that stood out? Did he have a special place that he wanted to go with you, to go for a walk, or to go, view the sights or anything like that?
Every place that we went was like my idea, and I think all of it was special to him, but it was all stuff that I picked. Every time. Like dinner. Like any place we went, like it was something that I picked. It was like, hey, I know.
It was always about Nichol. She chose where they ate. She chose where they hung out. She chose where they were at doing the hokey pokey. Like, she made him believe that he was in control, but yet she was in control. He paid for everything. She didn't, and yet complained that Shanann was spending money when he was like... They are so hypocritical. It's not even funny.
You like this? What do you think? And he was always all about it. But like going camping was my idea. We went out a couple other times. My idea. Like all of it was my idea.
In a situation like this, you tend to reach out to the people who are closest to you, and want to talk about things.
And what am I supposed to do if he does that?
So right now, I would just say sit tight.
Are you getting a divorce? Were they separating? I'm just curious.
Well,
I just want to know now, because it's like I've been living this whole thing, and I'm like, was it a lie? I don't know. Like when I found out that she had a baby on the way, I was like, it made me like wonder. I just don't know. I mean, I asked him to leave me alone. He's pretty respectful of the things that I have to say to him, so I think it's pretty hard for him to have me not talking to him at some point if he caved.
It's hard for him to have me not talking to him. I think it was the other way around too there, ma'am.
He did try to talk to me. It wouldn't surprise me.
We'll see as the time goes on.
Plus, after Chris got arrested, the phone started ringing a lot more for Jim.
But that's it for now. And again, we'll reach back out to you if need be. One thing actually I did want to ask you about the phone again. So the text messages between you and him, deleted those?
Yeah, that was yesterday. Like as soon as I found out, and he was honest with me. Like we talked a couple more times after that, and I was just like, I don't want you to contact me.
There's special software we can plug your phone into, and even if it's deleted, we can still retrieve the contact.
Oh, that's not fair to me.
Actually, I don't know what I asked in the beginning.
See how she goes, like, oh crap.
Because your full name? I know it's Nikki, but is it Kessinger? Well, your date of birth?
July 3rd, 1988.
Can you think of anything else?
I think I just gave you guys everything that was on my mind, so.
Okay. So I did a good job asking you lots of questions.
Hopefully I gave you something that you can use.
Wow. I mean, definitely this person that made this first interview parody, I thought, I mean, it's like visually learn, or how do you say it? It's a visual learning aid. And I think this definitely did a very good job. They added their little opinions and tweaks, which I definitely appreciated. And that's how dumb it is. And that's how ironically hypocritical Nichol was, is she blamed Shanann for having an affair, cheating on Chris, spending money too much. I mean, the list goes on, yet Nichol was doing what she was preaching about Shanann. I thought this was a really good video. I mean, it was only 14 minutes long, but I definitely thought it was good. So let me know your thoughts of anything that you saw in this parody. I definitely want to see if this channel has more. about the Chris Watts, which I'm definitely going to look at. But if you guys would like to, go over to this channel, subscribe, comment, like, and share. Again, the links are in the description. Don't forget to do that on my channel as well. And we'll see you guys in the next video. So please take care, be safe. As always, keep nerding on, and we will see you guys in the next video.